Good morning. Creating a magical evening, how two moms in Delaware County have been collecting donated dresses for a special prom night, the story of how the prom was started, and when students will receive the dresses, plus how you can keep the tradition going.
Sawing off car parts, catalytic converter theft on the rise in Delaware County, why thieves are targeting this car part, and what law enforcement says you can do to keep your car safe.
Rain today turning to weekend snow. Our weather team times out when you can expect it to switch over and how much precipitation we're expected to get. Get the coffee ready and open up those eyes. You're waking up with Cardinal weather.
From Ball State Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal weather, live from the Ball State Weather Center.
Good Friday morning to you. You're waking up with Cardinal weather. I'm Emily Harless.
And I'm Libby Kleemeyer. Now walking in today, it was a little rainy, a little spitty.
A little bit, but thankfully, I'm going to be inside most of the day, as is our Grace Benkowski. She's at Emmons Auditorium speaking to the University Singers. Ball State's University Singers will be celebrating their 58th anniversary this week. The Goodwill Ambassadors are one of the top college entertainment groups in the country.
And they're kicking off the celebration early this morning at Emmons Theater, where they'll be performing this morning for hundreds of students. Grace Benkowski is there with some of the performers now. Good morning, Grace. How are we doing?
Yes, good morning, guys. I am joined on stage right now with Cameron and Caleb, the accompanying manager and assistant manager of Ball State University Singers. To start out, can you guys tell me a little bit more about the organization?
Yeah, so Ball State University Singers is one of the audition choirs here on campus. It's open to any major here at Ball State University, and we are a student organization, so all of our positions here are student-run, student-led. And we're a group that sings and dances and loves to have fun and spread goodwill.
That's perfect. And tell me a little bit more about your favorite part about being in the group.
Oh my goodness. Mine would have to definitely be the people, whether it's the people in the band, the tech team, our wardrobe, the actual glee club, as well as our director and all the people that get involved. I mean, you have no choice but to become a family, and that's a good thing. We see each other 7-8 hours every week, and we're not mad about it, so.
It definitely sounds like you guys are very committed and coming up with this big show that you guys are having, the 58th Spectacular. What does that mean to you?
I know it means a lot to us. We've been in the group for 3 years, both of us, and this is actually our first spec here with the University Singers because it got canceled the past 2 years just due to COVID-19. So it's very special to us to finally get to open our first spec for the first time in 2 years, and having alumni and the audience come out and finally get to see us again. So
that's perfect.
I would definitely have to say the same thing. I mean, Cameron and I started as freshmen together, and there's only like 4 of us left now. There's only going to be 3 from that class next year, and just finally being able to see this come to fruition, especially with this cast, wildly talented, that's going to be the best thing, just actually getting to do it.
All right, perfect. Well, I'll have more information about the shows this weekend coming up later in the show, but for right now, back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Grace. Now, like Grace said, she'll be back later this morning with more details on how you can see the show this weekend. And today, Ball State is welcoming future Cardinals to campus for Admitted Student Day. Officials say they're expecting thousands of future students to come visit different areas on campus. The community lot on the north side of campus will be closed all day. Students who are planning to come to campus should plan to park in the south lot or the certain garages and staff lots.
Well, this week, Ball State University held its 4th annual One Ball State Day. Going into the 24-hour day of giving, Ball State's foundation had a goal to raise $1 million from donors across the country. They beat that goal, raising more than $1,012,000 for more than 7,000 gifts. The money raised will be used for things like scholarships, emergency student aid, academic departments, and athletic programs. 2 mothers are working together to create a prom night to remember for special needs girls in Delaware County. The women founded the Delaware County Special Needs Prom Organization in 2019 to create a magical evening for special needs kids across the state.
But they didn't stop there. The women are also organizing an event to make sure that everyone in attendance has something to wear. Cardinal Weather's Anna Chalker tells the story of saying yes to the dress.
Prom night, a night full of glitz, glam, and memories. But for these women, not having an outlet for their children after graduating high school led them to create a magical night for them and others in the community.
Mindy and I are both mothers of special needs children. They had a little small prom that had gotten canceled, so we took it upon ourselves that we knew how much our kids loved it, that we were going to continue to do that.
After years of hosting the special needs prom, one memory in Hatfield's mind sparked the start of the Say Yes to the Dress events.
I remember one of the first proms that we did, I got a letter from a girl saying it was the first time she's ever felt beautiful. And it broke my heart. I want them to feel beautiful every day.
A day full of making dress fittings a unique experience, adding so much more than a scheduled appointment.
We have shoes, accessories, purses, and we have light refreshments. We have a photographer, so it just makes it an enjoyable experience for them, and it's just a day to make them feel pretty.
Every shape, size, and color is available at the event, so ladies have the option to say yes to their perfect dress.
We just don't want someone not to come to the prom because they don't have something to wear.
And the feeling when someone finds the perfect dress is
Priceless.
the dress event is the start of many memories created of the prom, not only for the ones in attendance, but for those helping every step of the way.
It's 3 hours where the world is perfect. It's one of those experiences that you didn't realize you were missing until you came, and it just makes you feel good.
The Say Yes to the Dress event is happening tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Community of Hope Church on Main Street. You can donate dresses and suits before 5 o'clock today at ComNet on Main Street and Movable Feast on 65th Street in Indianapolis. The Fairy Tales and Fireflies prom will be on May 21st.
Catalytic converter theft is on the rise in Delaware County. That's a car part located on the underside of your car, which has precious metal inside. The parts are used to turn toxic car emissions into safer pollutants. Auto repair experts say some can be sold for thousands of dollars. Thieves are climbing underneath cars that are left outdoors to saw off the converters and sell them. Police on Ball State's campus say they are trying to keep an eye on the issue.
We've increased our patrols in the parking lot areas, as you would imagine, and we have cameras on campus that our dispatch people are watching at the same time. And we've asked our campus community if they see something suspicious to kind of report it to us.
Law enforcement officials recommend parking in a well-lit area between other cars to make it harder for thieves to steal your converter. They're asking anyone who knows about these thefts to report it. And moving over to the weather, like we said earlier, a little rainy outside this morning.
Yeah, and I heard talks of snow. I hope that's not true because May is coming. It's right around the corner.
Springtime. So,
Yeah.
Ryan, are we going to get any snow, any bad weather soon?
Well, unfortunately, Libby, yes, we're going to see a little bit of snow. But don't worry, it won't be that much snow. If anything, it's going to be grassy areas that's going to be pretty much, yes, I know it's a little discouraging to hear about that, but it's not going to be that bad. Temperatures right now is 37 degrees in Indianapolis, 39 degrees in Muncie, 38 degrees in Kokomo at this hour. You also factor in those winds as well, because those winds will be a little bit nippy out there this morning, pretty much 5 to 10 miles an hour in most areas, which is going to create a bit of a windshield out there. It's going to make it feel like it's only 29 in Indianapolis. Same thing in Fort Wayne. And 33 degrees in Muncie, it's 33 degrees in Indianapolis at this hour. And we're going to be tracking those rain and snow showers, as I said this morning. But we got some good news, 70s next week. But it comes with a price, active weather pattern, unfortunately. I'll get more on that on my full forecast coming up.
Ryan, thank you. Meteorologists are warning that this summer's hurricane season is looking to be an active one. The Tropical Meteorology Project team at Colorado State University is predicting 19 named storms this season, and that's 5 more than normal. They're expecting 9 of the storms to become hurricanes, with several being at least Category 3 or higher. Scientists say there are 2 reasons for the jump in predicted storms. The first is that better satellite technology lets scientists detect more storms they previously wouldn't have known about. Experts also say this year is expected to be more active because of its La Nina year. That's a weather phenomenon that makes cooler ocean temperatures at the equator. It slows down winds that would usually stop hurricanes, allowing more to form. Hurricane season will officially begin June 1st.
Well, just ahead, a health emergency on campus sparking questions for students. The information experts say you need to know in case of an emergency.
And that's after your weather now.
welcome back. The current time is 8:10 and you're taking a live look outside at campus at the bell tower.
And students in a French class learned more than just a new language last week. They also learned how to react in an emergency situation.
But the incidents raised a lot of questions across campus. Do other students know what to do when an emergency happens? So I set out to find the answer.
So we went and people were texting the group me and were like, is she okay? And somebody was like, I think she might be having a stroke.
Last week, a Ball State professor experienced symptoms of a stroke during one of her classes. The incident leaving students confused on what they should do.
And we were all like, oh my God. So it was like, should we go get someone? Like, what's happening?
This confusion is something Associate Vice President of Student Affairs, TJ Bricciaroli, wants to target.
So I think this really comes down to understanding bystander intervention. So anytime someone is in distress, I think it's important that folks are empowered to feel like they can ask questions.
The next step, notifying emergency personnel.
That call box dials into our dispatchers here on campus who can also offer guidance to help navigate the situation.
Red emergency buttons like this one, which Bricciaroli says are located all across campus.
And so you're going to see them in academic spaces and in some lab spaces, in rec spaces. The blue boxes are definitely something that is a resource for our students.
But the most valuable tool of all?
Almost every student's walking around with one of the best tools in their hand, which is their cell phones. And being able to call dispatch or call 911.
Now that professor did come home from the hospital yesterday and is now recovering.
The FDA's Vaccine Advisory Committee met Wednesday to discuss COVID-19 vaccines and boosters. But the meeting didn't lead to any conclusive findings. Experts say the future of COVID-19 vaccines is still in question. Both Pfizer and Moderna are working on variant-specific vaccines, and the FDA is now saying J&J vaccines can last even longer on shelves, extending shelf life from 9 months to 11 months. Last week, the FDA issued guidance saying a second dose of the existing booster is authorized for people at least 50 years old, but no word on if they expect to recommend it to the general public. Experts say until there is a specific guidance, people should listen to their primary care doctor for medical advice. And switching right over to national weather, Hunter, it's raining here. What's it looking like across the rest of the country?
Yeah, it's going to look like pretty much messy in the Midwest and then more dry parts in the southern parts of our country.
Sweet.
Yeah. So let's go and see what's happening around our country. Currently, our tomorrow's highs, it'll be 49 in our northern half, 89 in Las Vegas, and if you go towards the Midwest, 44 in Cincinnati and 55 in New York. Now we have this jet stream that's pushing through that will have the mid-latitude cyclone, which is bringing a mix of rain and snow in our area. But as we go into next week, we will have more colder temperatures in the western parts of our states and above average in the East Coast and about average temperatures in our viewing area. Now looking at our current watches and warnings, we have red flag warnings in Kansas area, freeze warnings, and then farther south we have some hazardous outlooks because of those winds causing the fires. And I would like to say we have 35 more days until summer, which is very exciting. Hopefully we will have better weather, which according to our outlooks, looks like more of a wet active pattern in our viewing area, but warmer temperatures on the way.
Well, looking forward to the summer coming, but rest of the country, hopefully they'll be okay for that. Thank you, Hunter. Now, in just a moment, our sports team will break down MLB opening day and day one of the Masters.
That's after a message from Mitz.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
And welcome back to Cardinal Weather. I'm Zach Greer.
And I'm Bryce Simsevich, and today we're here to talk about two major sports going on right now.
Yeah, that's right, Bryce. We have two major sports, and they are what we like to call America's pastime.
Absolutely.
I, of course, am talking about baseball and golf. We have the MLB opening day and day one of the Masters. So let's get right into it. The MLB was kind of in a little bit of a lockdown.
Yeah.
There was the spring season was a little bit shortened, and players didn't really know when exactly they were going to actually play this season. So, Bryce, you want to break down with me the first day of the MLB that happened yesterday?
Yeah, it was nice to see them be able to really come to an agreement and allow themselves to play. So one of the first games we saw was Brewers Cardinals. Cardinals pulling out 5-4. Two guys that kind of stood out for me, Lorenzo Cain. He had 3 at-bats with 2 RBIs and 1 hit, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
In the next game, you got the Royals winning 3-1 over the Guardians. You saw Miles Straw with 4 at-bats, 1 run, 2 hits, and a walk.
Yeah.
And that game was just really impressive. I think the Royals really put themselves on the map right there for the beginning of the season.
Of course.
Yes, absolutely. And the next one was kind of a shock to me. The Cardinals winning 9-0 over the Pirates.
Yes.
Just an absolute showing out there for them. Adam Wainwright, the pitcher that started the game for the Cardinals, had 6 innings. He only allowed 5 hits and 6 strikeouts, which was really impressive to me.
Exactly.
So what other games did we have going on this week?
Some other games that we had going on this week, we had the Astros beating the Angels 3-1, Diamondbacks beating the Padres 4-2, and then the Mets beating the Nationals 5-1. So we had a lot of really good games that went on yesterday, and we have some very good games going on today, like the Red Sox and Yankees, yes, going on at 105. We have a lot of really good matchups. Bryce, I want to know, out of everybody in the MLB, who you got winning the MVP?
I think it's hard to go against Shohei Ohtani. He absolutely had an amazing season last year, and he's coming into this season playing some of his best baseball, both on the pitching side and on the hitting side. So I think if the Angels can really find their rhythm, yes, they did lose their first game to the Astros, but it's only the first game of the season. After a rocky offseason with all of the drama that happened, I think that they can find a rhythm, and especially him. Who do you got as your MVP?
I have got the youngest MVP in MLB history. I'm already calling it right now. Wander Franco for the Tampa Bay Rays. This guy is going to be phenomenal. But we have got a lot of different games across the country, but now let's focus on one specific city in the United States. I, of course, am talking about Augusta, Georgia, for the Masters. Day one of the Masters was yesterday. We had a lot of different guys that competed yesterday, and some guys in particular, Tiger Woods. We obviously know what happened with him with the car accident. It's amazing to see him actually back onto the the greens and actually competing. A lot of guys kind of struggled, though, in round one. We have Hideki Matsuyama, the winner of last year, tied for 19th, as well as Sergio Garcia, a former winner as well. And then 2 other former winners doing not so great. Tied for 31st, Bubba Watson at 1 over, and then tied for 43rd, Jordan Spieth at 2 over. Now, we have a lot of guys struggling right now, but we want to know, Bryce, what's the top 5 looking right now?
The top 5 is a little bit congested here. It's really close so far after the first day. Im Sung Jae is at the top of the leaderboard at 5 under, playing great golf so far.
Great first round.
Yes, Cameron Smith just under him at -4. Denny Willett at -3, so he's performing as well. And you've got 4 guys tied for that 3rd spot.
Yes.
So right behind Denny Willett, you've got Joakim Neiman, Scotty Scheffler, and Dustin Johnson. Now, they're all playing great golf. Now, for you, I want to know, who do you think pulls out this win at Augusta? Because obviously this is a big tournament.
It's a big tournament. There are a lot of guys. I think that there's a lot of really good names. I'm going to go with someone who is familiar with this course and someone who has pulled it off before back in 2016. I have got Danny Willett. I think that this guy is experienced. He knows what he's talking about, and I think that he is going to win the Masters. Now, Bryce, I want to know who you got.
Now, you talk about experience with Danny Willett. I got to go with experience, but from a different person. I think Dustin Johnson has been playing great golf so far after day one, and I only think it's going to get better. You talk about how Danny Willett knows the course, knows the green well, so does Dustin Johnson. I think he's got that little bit of experience name to him, and I think he pulls out the win at Augusta.
Well, yes, of course. The weather so far is going great right now in Augusta, but I really want to know how the weather is going to be like in Muncie. Ryan, what do you got for us?
Well, it's not going to be as warm as it is right out there in Augusta. At least for right now, it's not going to be like that. You see that these temperatures right now are pretty cool. 37 degrees in Indianapolis, 39 degrees in Muncie, and same thing, 37 degrees in Fort Wayne. For the next 12 hours, I'm not going to be able to muster very much in the warm temperatures. So we only going to see pretty much just 40s as we go throughout the day. 46 degrees. I might push that up a little bit to 47 degrees as well. You see here for today, 47 degrees will be our high temperature. Rain, and yes, even snow showers will be in the area. We don't have to worry about too much in the way of accumulation with the snow as well. But we do have to worry about those cooler temperatures. For tonight, 31 degrees, rain and snow showers. Once again, the same setup. Winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles an hour, and that trend will get better as we go throughout this week, at least next week. You see, it starts out cool in the weekend, but look at this. Everybody's favorite number, 70s, 73, 70 degrees on Monday, 73 on Tuesday, 72 on Wednesday. And I meant to say Tuesday, 73 degrees. And you're going to see that on my radar here. Radar right now looks pretty chilly right now. Snow showers. Yes, snow showers are pretty much going around the area. We do have some rain showers, but as we warm up, we're going to see that it's going to eventually turn into rain showers as we go throughout the day. Let's time that out for you on our precision cast. It's going to start out as rain, snow. This morning will turn to rain, but as we go throughout the day, you're going to see that those rain showers are going to eventually turn to snow showers, especially overnight hours. As you see some of these pinks start to show up on the radar. But look at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, snow. Yes, snow. The good news, grassy areas will be really the only areas going to be seeing like accumulation. It's going to melt as we go through, go on the platform on the streets because it is starting to warm up out there. So that's the good news right there. And eventually it will lead us to a rainy pattern again for this next like 5 days. Again, Friday, Saturday, today, tomorrow, Sunday. Once again, just like last week, dry. And then we get into a more of an active pattern as we go through next week. And I'll tell you, we'll have a little bit of severe weather, which I'll mention in just a moment. But look at the next 6 to 10 days. Again, all this rain chances, or at least the probability of rain chances throughout the parts of the east. If you want to be dry, go out to the west in Nevada and California, because that's where it's going to be pretty much dry. And April brings a lot of showers, but it also brings, just as we just mentioned a few moments ago, baseball. The Indianapolis Indians and Omaha Chasers, and we have to. And they are going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty warm as we go throughout the weekend. You can see on our 7-day forecast. Yes, we're going to be pretty warm as we go throughout the early part of next week. 70s will be our temperature, and yeah, 73 degrees on Tuesday, 72 on Wednesday, 70 degrees on Thursday. So yes, I know it seems bad with the snow right now. Yes, it seems pretty bad with the snow right now, but you will see that it will eventually improve as we go throughout the week.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely looking forward to those 70-degree temperatures myself. So
and not the snow.
Right, exactly. Well, thank you, Ryan. In just a moment, Grace Minkowski gives us a live look backstage where the University Singers are preparing for their performance.
And that's after your weather now.
From the heart of Ball State to the heart of your community, NewsLink Indiana brings you local and state news you care about. We pride ourselves with giving you the most reliable news coverage, stories that affect you, linking you to the community each night on air and online. NewsLink Indiana, bringing news to the heart of your community.
Welcome back. The current time is 8:25, and again, you're taking a live look outside at the Schaefer Tower. A little wet still, but thankfully Grace is still inside and she's back with us.
Yeah, and the University Singers' first performance of their 58th anniversary will be getting underway in just over an hour. They'll have 2 shows open to the public this morning.
Cardinal Weather's Grace Bankowski is here with us this morning again with more information on how you can get tickets, plus a special look on what's going on backstage. Grace?
That's right, guys. As you can see, the fun is just getting started backstage. We have performers getting ready in their costumes. They're getting mic'd up for their performance this morning for children around the area. But the fun does not stop there. The University Singers 58th Spectacular performance is happening tonight at Emmons at 7:30 p.m. In case you can't make it, there is another performance tomorrow night at 7:30 as well. You can buy tickets online or in the Emmons Auditorium box office until 3 o'clock today. Tickets are $20 for the public and $15 for Ball State students and staff. If you want to stay connected with the Ball State University Singers, be sure to follow them on Instagram at university_singers. Back to you guys in the studio.
Grace, thank you. You look great in your little robe. Looking forward to that performance. Now, luckily, the concerts, like we said, will be inside this weekend with the wacky weather forecast. You've heard the phrase, April showers bring May flowers, and we've definitely seen more of rain this April.
You know, that's right. And in fact, spring is the season where the U.S. does get the most severe weather, including weather events like tornadoes and thunderstorms. Weather forecaster Kristen Tyler is here this morning breaking down the science of severe weather in spring.
Hey, good morning. My name is Kristen Tyler, and today I'll be talking about why we are more likely to see severe weather, namely tornadoes and thunderstorms, in the springtime. Springtime is our primary season for severe weather, and it boils down to basically the atmosphere is ripe conditions for severe weather. And it's two factors that come into play: frontal boundary and the jet stream. With the frontal boundary, it separates two opposing air masses, a cold air mass in the north and a warm, moist air mass in the south. With the cold air mass in the north, you might see temperatures around 40 degrees or even 30 degrees during this time of year. With the warm air mass, you might see temperatures in the 70s and 80s. And as they begin to advance towards each other, it creates a very strong frontal boundary. Why? Look at these temperatures. That's a 30 to 40 degree temperature difference. The greater the temperature difference, the stronger the frontal boundary will be. Let's talk about the jet stream. So during the spring, the jet stream does dip south, bringing strong winds and changing wind directions. As you see with the warm air mass, as it mixes with the jet stream, the warm air mass from the Gulf of Mexico, as it mixes, it begins to mix and mold and create those thunderstorms. And even with tornadoes, as you see, as the winds begin to change with elevation, begin to create vortexes, that's when we begin to see those outstanding tornadoes. In the fall time, similar thing happens, just not that severe. Still, the air mass is still the jet stream, just not as strong. Let's review. What are the two factors that come into play when seeing severe weather in the spring? Frontal boundary with two opposing air masses, and the jet stream. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Kristen. Now, this week on our Adopt a Paw segment, we're revisiting a pet who is making a return on our show. Say hello to Lemon. We met her in September of last year, but she is still awaiting a forever home. Although she is only 8 years young, she's full of energy. In her free time, you'll find her chewing on a bone or pushing around her favorite ball. Look at her. Oh, I can't. So cute. Lemon does good in a home that has older children and adults, but you can arrange a doggy date if you're unsure. If you're interested in making Lemon a part of your family, just head over to the MACS website at citymuncie.com. Now look how cute Lemon is.
Yeah, that's the cutest little dog ever. I would totally adopt her if I wasn't maybe moving in a couple months.
I know, if I could, I would, trust me.
Absolutely.
Now, H&M is helping your baby be more eco-friendly by changing the way you get rid of your baby's clothes.
The company is releasing a new line of newborn clothing that is biodegradable. The clothes are made from organic cotton with no buttons or metal. Even the pigment used to print the designs is biodegradable. That means once your baby grows out of it, you can throw it in your compost bin. It's part of H&M's efforts to keep clothes out of landfills. There are 12 pieces to choose from, and they will go on sale in May. Well, 4 civilians are starting their trip to the International Space Station today.
That's right. It's first mission for the commercial space flight company Axiom Space. The SpaceX rocket is launching from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The team includes 3 paying passengers and a former NASA astronaut. They will be in space for 10 days. Axiom also has plans to build the first commercial space station.
Yeah, and taking a final look at weather over here. What can we really expect to see this upcoming weekend?
Well, we're going to expect to see everybody's favorite, the white stuff, snow. Yes, we're gonna see some snow for tomorrow morning as well. But it should be early in the day, and then we're gonna warm up as we go through Sunday, and then look at Monday through Thursday, 70s. However, there's a price with that. We have to watch Wednesday and Thursday because we see some potential severe weather with that.
No, yeah, I remember I was raving about the snow. I couldn't wait for it, and now those 70s are looking a little bit too nice for me. I cannot wait for those. Ryan, thank you. And that's all for Cardinal Weather for this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
We'll see you next Friday. Have a great rest of your day and a fantastic weekend.